Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining our AIC Info Session or Q&A session. I'm Somali Tum. I'm the Program Coordinator for Partnerships and Resources. I'm also part of the AIC Committee. And so we can get into our agenda for today. And that is on the next slide. So a quick overview of the Accelerating Impact Challenge. It is set to begin in August, and AIC is an exciting opportunity for all fellows working on scaling social ventures to participate in an accelerated incubator with tailored educational resources and access to subject matter experts, culminating in a pitch challenge in New York for follow-on funding. Participation in AIC is free, so if you are selected as a participant, airfare, accommodation, visas, the majority of meals and ground transportation to and from the venue will all be covered either in advance or through reimbursements. And so next we can go on to eligibility. So AIC is open to resolution fellows who are working on a scaling social enterprise that supports beneficiaries within a certain criteria. And there are two sets of criteria. So for the first set, it's a more broad list to ensure that participants and their ventures are eligible. So applicants must be 1, a resolution fellow, a founder, co-founder, or C-suite of the venture being pitched. The venture must be a social enterprise, and the operating budget must not be under 10,000 USD or exceed 500,000 USD. And then the second set of criteria is to ensure that all ventures meet the minimum requirements that most funders look for when awarding grants for follow-on funding. So applicants must adhere to at least 4 out of the 5 of the following. So your operating budget must be between 25,000 USD and 250,000 USD. Your venture must have at least 2 full-time employees outside of the founders. You must be working on the venture full-time. Your venture must be a registered entity. The venture, service, product, or programming has been operating for at least 1 year. So you must have at least 4 of these 5 that I just listed. And for the application process, you must confirm that you meet the basic eligibility criteria. You'll also provide a short application and a budget, and applications are due on Thursday. So don't mind this slide. We need to change that. It is actually Thursday, June 22nd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. So next, for the selection process, applications will be scored 3 times based on a comprehensive rubric. Top scoring applications are then put into a pool, and the final decisions on who is invited to participate will be made by a resolution committee, depending on the cohort makeup and committed funders. The cohort will then be selected by the end of July, and AIC is set to begin in August. We'll have a combination of virtual programming and in-person networking events, ending with a formal showcase and pitch competition in October to leading social sector investors and grant makers in New York. So ventures that are ultimately selected for funding can expect awards ranging from 5,000 to 50,000 USD. Resolution is the organizer of AIC, but we're not a funder. Also, keep in mind that funding is not guaranteed, and all terms will be finalized directly between the participant and the funder if you are awarded funding. So next, for AIC programming, for August and September activities, we'll have short interactive workshops where participants will learn from experts and work on takeaway assignments that will help them prepare for the in-person meeting and pitches with funders in New York. The workshops offered and participation is required for these include Pitching 201, Marketing and Communications, Impact Evaluation and Metrics, Budgeting and Finance. And participants will also have the opportunity to take part in 2 virtual open office hours. So open office hours are an accessible online version of the traditional college-style office hour where our SMEs or subject matter experts hold a 30 to 60-minute informal discussion on a topic within their expertise and take questions regarding that topic. We'll also have facilitated peer discussions where AIC participants can openly share their wins, challenges, and overall experience with their venture and professional development. And this shared space is meant to build a supportive community along with creating meaningful and lasting connections. And then next, in October, we'll have the in-person activities in New York, which include the standing showcase, a networking event for participants, a networking event with funders, bilateral meetings with funders and participants, the pitch presentation, and then the public funding announcement. So next, with the timeline, just to recap everything, applications are due this Thursday, June 22nd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. The cohort will be selected by the end of July. Virtual programming, which includes the educational activities, community building, and access to SMEs, will take place in August and September. And the in-person networking events, the formal showcase, and pitch competition will take place in October in New York City. And to close, if you have any questions, please reach out to us at aic@resolutionproject.org. So we ask that you don't reach out to individual staff members, but direct all of your questions to that email address. And be sure to check out the AIC page on our website and submit your application by June 22nd, again, this Thursday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll send all of this information at the end of this session, but if you have any questions right now, please feel free to come off mute or ask in the chat, and Michelle can answer any of your questions.
Just a quick question. With regards to the budget, if I were to write a project, it could be between 5,000 to 50,000, right?
No, so it would have to be between, let me go back. Sorry, my mouse is freaking out. I don't know if anybody realized that. It would have to be between the 10,000 to 500,000. And it would be a program or venture that has been running for at least a year.
Right,
So
but I meant
sorry, go ahead.
in the application process. I think the reward is between 5,000 to 50,000. So my budget has to be a range between that. Is that right?
No. So the funding you can expect if you are awarded funding between 5,000 and 50,000, your budget doesn't have to be for that. You can ask for what you need.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any other questions? Like Somali said, we can follow up with this, and there is an AIC at Resolution Project email if you have any other questions that have come up or that do come up. Somebody's always monitoring that, so don't worry, you're not emailing a void. It will be either Somali, myself, or one other staff member who is not on this call but is looking at that.
Just one more final question. Say, for example, I submitted an application. I'm sure it might not guarantee me a place to actually participate in the entire process. But in the event that I'm not selected, for example, the online and even the New York activity, does that give me an opportunity for what I submit to be sort of shared with other founders, maybe?
No, not this time around, but if you are selected, we do share out past that. So AIC won't be the final thing, but if you are selected, but no, we won't share applications that don't make it with other funders.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Thanks.
Any other questions? If not, Small, you think we can wrap it up?
All right, so thank you everyone again for joining our AIC info session. If you have any other questions that come up before the application is due on Thursday, please reach out to us. The email again is aic@resolutionproject.org. But if no one has any other questions, please feel free to log off and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, Federico, if you have questions, I can stay on. If everyone else wants to.
Oh, not really.